Glory to Ukraine, glory to brave Ukrainian army. We will definitely win. I want to show you Burgundy Ice rose variety, and this one pretty popular in Ukraine, and I think it's pretty popular everywhere in the world, and pretty famous at least. Because it has, there is a variety iceberg, and I think this is one of the most famous, most popular rose varieties because of its resistance, because of its hardiness, of its generosity, and etc. And this one, Burgundy Ice, this is sport from some other varieties which are sport from Burgundy Ice, because we have brilliant pink iceberg, this Burgundy Ice, we have pink iceberg if I am not mistaken. So we have couple of varieties which are sport from sport, but all of them has iceberg as an initial variety. And of course this one, it's very famous because of its color. It's deep burgundy, deep purple, deep violet, very interesting color. And in addition, it is popular and famous because of its stamens, which are of the same color as the petals. The rest of the petals is silvery light, silvery white, and it's a pretty contrast to the main color of the petals. This is floribunda, and this is pretty generous floribunda, and my bush here grows for the second year, and it is a pretty noticeable difference between the first season and this one, current season. Not current, of course, because currently my rose is under the snow coat, but this current year season. Bush became more generous, blooming became more generous, and in general I would say that of course this variety blooms throughout the season in a couple of waves, and there are maybe even 3 waves in our southern regions. Here in my region there are only 2 waves, unfortunately, but in some regions there are 3 waves. Pretty easy. But still, even if there are 2 waves here in my garden for this variety, it still shows at least dozen of flowers between these distinct waves. So I would say, of course, this is not perpetual, as it can be continuous without any stop, but still it will show you some flowering through the whole summer, through the whole period of flowering of this generous and very prominent variety. I have pretty lot of varieties, rose varieties, in this color palette, but still this one, Burgundy Ice, this is still unique. And of course I could say this about every variety, because I think there are not exact 2 or 3 of exact match of color. Of course, there are colors which are very similar, like the Manditier and Big Purple, pretty similar. And during the first year in my garden, I even could not distinguish them on the photos. So yeah, they are similar. And this is characteristics. As you see, half of a petal, it's strictly white, and it is strictly divided into 2 halves. One petal, and one of it is one part of this petal is white. And this is a very famous characteristic of this very variety, Burgundy Ice. And I know, and I am among that people that someone buys this variety because of such characteristics, to show gains of this initial variety iceberg, because on the bush during its flowering we can even face for example, the whole bush is in burgundy flowers, but single one will be completely white. And even this is a cluster of flowers, and among them one will be completely white, or as you have seen, half of a petal or half of a flower will be white. So very interesting characteristic. And of course this is reverse to the original variety. This is known characteristics of the roses, but still to see this by your own eyes is pretty interesting, and very interesting, and much more interesting than just to hear about this or just to read about this. So yeah, this was one of my also arguments for choosing this variety. Long lastingness, I would not say that each separate flower will be so long lasting in the bush. There are more varieties which flowers longer, the life of each separate flower is more longer, but this still, because of its generosity of clusters, because of its generosity of the wave and duration of the wave, you will still see flowering and flowering and flowering. Even if one or two flowers will end their life, there will be still pretty many of them for us to adore and to love, to see them. And color could be also changing, of course, depending on weather condition, whether it's cloudy or whether it's sunny or whether it's closer to the evening or even sunset, etc., etc. And this is also very interesting to observe this changes in the coloring of this variety. It does not have fragrance or very, very light. In my garden, it is not resistant to diseases. It shows pretty severe signs of black spot, but still, of course, this is not a perfect view to see the naked branches of this rose ending with flowers. Of course, when branches are in leaves, this is much more spectacular view, of course. But still, even if this variety is infected by black spot, it still gives the next wave and flowers and still object of sightseeing and of joy from this rose, from this flower, and the queen of flowers, queen in my garden. In general, bush supports itself pretty good. There may be some branches which are thinner than other, and they may lay pretty close to the ground, but still in general the bush will not be as some varieties which are completely laying on the ground. So I would say this is not problematic rose, and it is not so high in my garden, so I would say that this is a variety for the first plant, not for the third, for example, line. No, in case you will grow it after some other higher, taller varieties, this Burgundy Ice may be lost among them, and you will not see it. I have planted brilliant pink iceberg neighboring to this one, because I was impressed by Burgundy Ice even for the first season, and I decided to plant here near it another sport from iceberg, and they are not so far one from another, and I think when they will be bigger and wider, this will be a bucket of different flowers. They will be crossing with their branches, and this will be a very spectacular scene and place. So my impression is high, and I would definitely recommend this variety for Ukrainian gardens, and for everyone who loves roses and want to have this variety in this color palette. And as you can see, it could even show more pinky colors, more pinky shades than more burgundy or violet, deep violet. So this can be also plain of the color, and it's very interesting. Would be grateful for your feedback in case you have such variety, and for any activity under the video. Thanks for your comments. Till the next video, and bye.